Welcome back to Barback Garage. On this episode, I put a chassis in that spot and work on it, I guess, for this V8 build. See how we go.
Barback Garage.
Well, I've got my chassis here, but it's sort of missing something. So, yeah, that sort of sucked. I had to sell the diff to a mate, or gave it to a mate of mine that needed it for his car so he could get up to the Cape. So this is all sorted. So I got to get this in on the hoist and going to remove fuel tank, exhaust, gearbox, engine mounts, and those mounts. So, and the rear bar's got to come off it, and get rid of all the sub tank stuff. Don't need any of that. But yeah, I guess I'll get this. Oh, I better get a diff under it. And oh crap, I just realised that I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, I got the diff ready. I got a spare GQ diff here with no center in it, so I'll just stick that underneath it and hopefully fit it in that gap. Somehow get it here and move that diff. Yeah, I think I'm going to struggle doing this. So I'll put yours down and see if I can get it sorted. Well, I got the Patrol chassis finally in the shed after about, I don't know, 2 hours of stuffing around of moving that out and then this in, and yeah, that was so much fun. So plans are make this chassis as light as possible because the vehicle that's going to be towing, it's only a D40 Navara, so I need to get this toy to be nice and light. That's why I'm only going to run just the rear main tank. I don't need a rear bar. I've got to cut shock mounts off the top. I won't need those because they're going to be raised. And I'm going to go long arm kit. That's the only money I believe I'm going to spend on the chassis is at this stage. Everything else I should have. So I've got a full front end for this 4.3s. It's just going to run 4.3 discs for now. I'm gonna probably will save up and get a set of reduction gears just to help with the crawling with the V8. But we'll see how it goes without them first. So I wasn't going to paint the chassis, but it's just got a bit of surface rust on it, and I thought for probably the $60 and say 100, so we'll call it $100 I'll spend on it to get it cleaned up and put a bit of rust converter on it and just paint it. I think it'll be worth it. I don't really have to, but I mean, when you've got them just stripped down this far, you might as well, even though it's just a budget toy. It's one of those things that you just can't help yourself with. I mean, I really shouldn't. As I said, trying to stick to a low budget thing, but it just sort of annoys me that you've got them stripped down so far, and I know it sometimes can be the end of a project by stripping them down even further, but I just think if it just look a little bit nicer if it's painted up, seeing that when I cut the mounts off, I'm going to have to paint them anyway. I won't need no front sway bar either. So I'm going to get stuck into getting this stripped down, and I'll get back to you when it's done, because I think I've shown you enough pulling cars apart for now that if I just get in and get this pulled down, get to a point where it's ready to start getting it ready for paint, people might actually start getting interested in the build, which is fair enough. It takes a while to get to this point, unfortunately. And yeah, I'll just get into it then. Well, next day, or maybe a few days later if I'm telling the truth, being a bit slack, but the Patrol is pretty much ready to start getting stuff cut off it. I think that's where I'm up to. Removed all that crap there. So all I've got to do now is just remove the shock towers, get the diffs out, and then just go cut engine mounts. Both those engine mounts are going to come off, and a little bracket down there. I don't need that little brake one. Just going to cut the mounts off for the sub tank. So those ones there, the X written on them. I think I'm going to cut the shock tower mounts off. Shock mounts off. Because yeah, that's going to be in a different spot. So I'll see that in a later episode anyway, because I've got to get the cab on first before I can do that. And I just got to remove this fuel tank. Once that's done, I think I'm just, actually I might, yeah, this is where I get indecisive what I'm doing. I'll get the fuel tank out, get the shock mounts off, get the mounts cut off, and I might roll it outside and give it a bit of a wash down, or might just hit it with the grinder with a, what do you call it? Yeah, might just hit it with the grinder with the, what's the wire wheel? Yeah, that's it, the wire wheel or something, to give it a good clean up. I think I might also remove the sway bar mounts too, because I don't really need those. Because if I do put a rear sway bar in it, it'll be some aftermarket one. But yeah, well, I'll get in and get this sorted out and get back to you when that's done, because it's no fun watching someone sit there with a grinder, hurt themselves and crying because the sparks are hurting and getting in their eyes because they don't wear safety gear. So I'll get in and get that done. And once that's finished, jump back and show you, and then we can start showing. I've bought a long arm mount kit, so I'm going to weld that on. I won't show you my welding skills because they're very, very, very ordinary. Bit like chicken shit, I suppose it looks like. Yeah, chicken shit, booger welds, you know, typical stuff. So I'll get those sorted out, but I'll show you once they're done. And then I can pretty much start, I'll paint that, get it painted. And then, only because it's just got a bit of surface rust on it, I just want to get it painted up because I've gone this far. Might as well just throw a quick can of paint over it. And then once that's done, I can start building it, so I'll get into it. Well, I got the chassis wire brushed down and nearly all the mounts cut off it that I wanted off it. I've missed a couple of spots I couldn't wire brush because the wheels and stuff are on it. So I'll put it up on the hoist and rip the diffs out of it tomorrow. And yeah, I'll just flick you around. Yeah, so it's come up okay. There's a little bit of chassis rust in a couple of spots, but I'm not too concerned. But I just want to get rid of all the extra little brackets off it, and so just wire wheel it down so it looks. I'll throw some rust. Was it rust kill on it or something? One of those rust converter things, primers. I'll throw some of that. I've still got to take the shock mounts off, the top shock mounts, and I've also got to do underneath it. There's a little bit of rust right down there, just a tiny bit bubbling, so a bit of converter will fix that for now. Oh, I missed a bit in there too, so I'll get into that tomorrow. Yeah, get the diffs out and everything, and then the chassis will be completely stripped, and then I've just got to cut these brackets off tomorrow, and once they're cut off, I'll weld the new mounts on, which I probably might show you doing that. I don't know. See how good my welding is. Well, it's the next day. Ooh, got a little Superman thing. And well, it's the afternoon because I had a nice little sleep in, which is great. And just lounged around, did nothing. But I've just put the car up on the hoist. Car, chassis, whatever you want to call it, it's up on the hoist. We're just going to clean out underneath it all now. Get all that done, get those bump stops out. Hopefully the bolts don't snap off. Then I've got to cut those mounts off there. That's pretty much it, I think, because it's just a little bit rusty, this chassis, but it'll be right for what I'm using it for. So I said I'm probably spending too much time and money on this chassis for what I'm really doing. I've got to take that off too. But it doesn't owe me anything at the end of the day. So I'll just get in and get that sorted. And I'll get back to you again. Well, the fumes are still settling in here, but I just sprayed the whole chassis down with like a rust converter. Still got to cut those mounts off, being super lazy. But it's starting to look a bit better. Still a little bit shitty in spots, but it's I was only hoping to spend like $100-150 tidying this up, but yeah, as we all know, that always blows out. I think I'm up to about, I bought everything I think I need, and I think we're at about, oh God, I got covered in crap from grinding. I think it's going to cost me about $300 to be honest, which is probably way more than what I wanted to spend, but by the time I weld brackets on and everything, because I still got to weld a heap of stuff on it, so I get in rust brewing it first, get some paint on it, and then just grind back the bits I want to do, rust proof primer. I know it's a bit backwards, but it's the way I usually do things. I get it all painted up and grind it back and paint it again a little bit in those sections. I'm only using some rust converter, like from Bunnings, and then some cheap metal cover paint from Super Cheap. So it's not costing, it is costing a bit, but not huge amounts. I think it's just by the time you buy your, well, it wouldn't be 300, maybe 250, because all your what do they call your wire wheels? I've gone through 3 wire wheels. I only bought one, but oops, put you up there for a second. God, that's not really working. There's my big fat hand. I only bought 1 wire wheel because I had a couple of spares left over from old jobs, so I used them first. And you're falling off to the side there. Let's put you back up. So yeah, about $250 to get the chassis sort of prepped and rust proofed. I'm still going to wash the inside out. I've got a heap of old fish oil here. I'll spray that all inside the chassis. I know it's a bit much for like a budget weekend toy, but when you've got it stripped this far, it's not that much extra work, I suppose. Like I've only spent maybe a full day to get it to this point, just grinding and cutting brackets off and everything. I've got another patrol build I'll be doing later that I'll probably do that a lot differently, because I'm thinking of getting that gal dipped. I think there's a black gal dip you can do. So I figure if I build one good chassis for that one, it'll be for the life, and then if I don't like the cab, I can put a Series 4 cab on it later. But might as well future proof it. It's not that expensive to get them gal dipped. I think it's like, last time I looked, it was $800 a tonne. It might be 1,000 a tonne or 1,200 a tonne now, but the chassis only weighs about 450 kilos, 500 kilos. Not even that, I don't think. So I'll find out when I scrap the next one. But yeah, I'll just keep going. In the morning, this will be all dried, so I'll be able to get in and throw the black paint down. I'll just give it another spray down, wax and grease remover first, and throw some black paint on, because before this episode's finished, I want to have the chassis pretty much ready to start assembly. So next video will be assembly, and well, I've got to rebuild diffs and things like that, but at least it's actually things happening instead of just keep pulling things apart or grinding and shit like that. So I'll leave it here for today, and then I guess I'll be back out in the shed in the morning and get it painted up, and I'll finally cut those other mounts off, and might start welding some new mounts on and things like that, and go from there. Well, see you in the morning. Well, I finally welded the mounts on. Oops, big blob of weld I've got to cut off. I'm hopeless at welding, but it shouldn't go anywhere, hopefully. I haven't welded in a couple of years, I don't think, and my welder was leaking gas everywhere, so I had a few dramas. Chassis's all primed, just with rust converter stuff. So I'll just go around and show the other side. I just got to throw some primer over this stuff, and then as I said, the welds aren't great, but yeah, I'll throw some primer over this gear and then get it painted, and then hopefully wrap up this video. I'll show you once the paint's on, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Now that the primer's all done, I'll get into the paint. I'm just using whatever I can get from Super Cheap, just a metal cover epoxy enamel. Probably should never have done all this work. It sort of seems like a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. I should have just built the car. Probably could have had it half built by now, but typical blokes, we get in and, oh yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, and then a week later, you're still only putting paint down. So yeah, well, I'll get in and, oops, just going to shut this door. Just got to get the best aerosol shaker on the market. So much easier. Mrs. might like it. So much quicker than shaking them. Just a mix quick. I bought it from the US. It's pretty expensive. I think it was like $80 or something from the US. So, but at least you can shake it up properly, I suppose. And I also like these little can adapter things, whatever they are, just to make it easier to spray on. I don't know, I'll get it sorted anyway. What are you doing, Dane? One can down. Another one to go. The old shaker. I did forget to strap down properly once and it did throw the can out, so yeah, be careful. Bloody paint leaking everywhere. Fucking shit cans. This is probably why I don't buy the cheap shit stuff. One eternity later. The plan is, once this chassis is painted, look, I'm not painting anything else. I'm just going to throw diffs, arms, unless it's raw. Like the arms that I'm going to make up, I'll give them a quick coat of paint, but everything else is just going to be going in. I was going to paint the engine up still, but the engine needs painting, so I might be able to paint that quickly. That's more because I'm going to put new gaskets and everything in it. But, oh, the body. I've got to do a little bit of paint on the body, but that's going to be rough and ready stuff, so Yeah, gotta answer the phone. Mainly doing this just to seal it and stop the rust, that was the main thing, but the worst thing is, what I'm getting this car for really wasn't worth it. The next car I build definitely will be, but we'll see when I get to that one. The stuff I use for a primer actually looks pretty good, except for where it's it was just stuff was had no paint on it, so really it's only covering. Don't really probably need to do a second coat. I'll just see what it looks like once it dries. A little paint to come out of that. It's pretty ordinary. But maybe I'm doing something wrong, who knows? Because I don't. Oh, my kitty got big one. Yeah, get your missus to do it. Her boobies will definitely jiggle. Well, if you think that looks shit on camera, it looks even shitter in person, so I'm not really stressed. So it's more for oh, that was I've got to learn how to hold a camera one of these days. But it's got paint on it. It's sealed up, so we'll just see how much I scratch off it when I put it back together, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I got paint all over the floor. Nice and sticky, but it'll do. I'll just go through and re-tap all these holes out, because I've loaded them up with paint too, a few of them, but at least now I can get in and build this thing up. Oh, look at that. All the paint up your nose. Oh God, it's sticky as. Oh, at least it's as I said, it's painted now. It's done. I can start building the car, which is good because I'm overdoing this shit. I should never have done it. As I said earlier on, should never have done it. I think you just got to get in and work out what the car's actually going to be used for. Like, this is literally a bush basher. It's on Club Rego. I was smart enough to register the car before I started doing this, because it's easy to get mod plates after. So yeah, got it registered already. It'll be on Club, well, it's on Club Rego already. But yeah, I should never have bothered doing this. It's a bush basher. It's going to get covered in shit. I'll probably end up bending the chassis or twisting it or something. I was going to brace it all up, and I'm thinking, well, there's no point, because one, it's not going to have any weight in it. It's literally going to be a cab with some seats and a Ford 5 litre. So there's no weight in that. There'll be no bomb. There's probably going to be some bar work on it if I use my old GQ, I don't know, dual cab with a cage on it. So I might use that, but it'd be lucky to get rock sliders and everything. If I can use my old ones, I might weld some mounts on the chassis, but yeah, so be it. I'll grind the paint off there and weld stuff on, but see what happens. But yeah, thanks for watching if you're still hung around, and I'll see you on the next one, hopefully assembling something. Thank you.
Do 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 do. Bad back garage.